Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. So I want to give everybody a quick update and some commentary on this, on the situation that is, I think it's still ongoing, the situation in Edinburgh, where there was an alleged knife attack this morning where two people, different reports are giving different information. So it's either two people in a shop or it's three people in a shop. However, let me give you guys what we know so far about the knife attack in Edinburgh. And then I'm going to share with you guys some videos and I'm going to give my commentary because things are not going to get better. Things are absolutely not going to get better. Now, around 8:25 a.m. this morning, officers were called to reports of a man with a bladed weapon in Calder Gardens, a residential area in the Calders neighbourhood in Edinburgh. Eyewitnesses described seeing a man reportedly wearing a hoodie, a light jacket, combat trousers, and carrying a black backpack, brandishing what appeared to be two large knives, one in each hand. Some locals said he was roaming the area and they were where he entered a local shop, possibly ransacking it before the stabbing occurred. I mean, this is quite harrowing, right? That this man, and I'm not going to give you any description because that's the description that the mainstream media are giving you of this man. But I'll be sharing pictures of this man. You know, probably born and raised in Edinburgh. Now, this man is quite terrifying, right? That he's been walking around at 8:25 in the morning, brandishing weapons. That is a very predominant time where parents take their children to school. Am I right? That's like school drop-off time, right? Two people were injured in the attack. Excuse me. And taken to the Royal Infirmary of Edinburgh for treatment. Their conditions haven't been detailed yet, but police describe the victims but police describe them as the victims of the incident. No fatalities have been reported. Armed police, including firearms officers, quickly responded and contained the scene. So remember what I say to you guys. If you are in one of those circumstances where there's stabby, shooty, rammy, it's going to be a long time before the police actually kick the doors down, because they have to contain that scene, and that's the initial response. The suspect is believed to have barricaded himself inside a flat, specifically the 11th floor, an 11th floor property in a nearby tower. Chief Inspector of the Police Scotland emphasised that the incident is not being treated as terror-related. So, I don't know how they can, they've not arrested him, as I understand, this incident is still ongoing. I don't know how they can say it's not terror-related when they've not arrested him. I don't know. I don't know how they can do that when they've not arrested him, but whatever, not terror-related. He specializes in, he said in the interview that inquiries are ongoing. So this really does fascinate me, how the police, without even arresting the suspect, can literally, in the same statement, right, the police are saying, this is not terror-related, but inquiries are ongoing. Like, how can you tell if inquiries are ongoing? Anyway, listen, let's just continue. The suspect's identity and background remain unknown at this stage, though some people on social media have speculated about his origins, his origin story. This is bonkers. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share with you guys I've got one, or have I think I've got two videos. I've got one video, actually. I've got a video, have I got two? I've got one video to share with you. I've got two, actually. I'm going to share with you guys this video now. There is some swear words in this. And I just want you guys to consider what we're watching right now. Right, so this is allegedly the gentleman, the knife attacker, and has now barricaded himself on the 11th floor of a building.
Fucking rat! Jump, you fucking beast! Fucking hell! Fucking jump! How's it? The Wednesday? Beastie bastards! These are fucking cowards or no? Get something done with this! You can't have bad bastards, man!
So that's what we're getting right now. I do believe these videos are credible. Now, first of all, what I want to bring to everyone's attention is the amount of resources that this is tied up. I was watching a news article. I can't remember. It might have been Sky News. I don't know. I was watching a news article earlier, and there were people reporting on the streets, and they were saying, and this was earlier on, so no doubt there's a lot more there now. They were saying that there's 13 police cars, 3 ambulances, and tactical response vehicles. So, like, all those resources for one man with two pieces of steel. What happens now in Edinburgh if there is a real attack in Edinburgh? Other side of the city. What do they do? Do they leave do the police officers leave there? And we're in this stage right now where our police in the United Kingdom are just not ready to deal with attacks en masse. They're not ready. They don't understand. Police in the United Kingdom are too focused on, covering their own arses, making sure the paperwork's done. They don't really want to go and fight crime. I would say that. I would say they don't want to go and fight crime. I would say they want to keep their heads down, be woke, get the ticks in the boxes and get promoted. I'd say real police officers are being discouraged from joining the police force. Now, last year sometime, I was in Sheffield, and there was a very similar event. A gentleman had barricaded himself into a flat and said he didn't. He said he had a firearm, and the response was huge. Police everywhere, helicopters, dogs. It was crazy. It was a little bit embarrassing. I would deal with that. It'd take me and one team, so 12 guys. It'd take us longer to walk up the stairs than it would do to get into that building and take control of that situation. So the resource allocation of the United Kingdom right now, because we've never had to deal with anything like this, and the most realistically that the British police have to deal with is, policing a pride march or something, then can you imagine how grossly underprepared they're going to be when things really do kick off? And I would say a lot of police officers are just not going to turn up. I would say, do you know what I'll do? Let's do Raven maths, right? Let's do Raven maths. Do you know what? Let me Google this. I bet I can find this on the internet. Police recruitment diversity quotas. Sorry, police recruitment demographics. Let's do that. Right. As of March 2024, police recruitment in England and Wales has reached record diversity levels, with 31% female officers, 8.5% from ethnic groups, while 91.6% of officers are white. That doesn't make sense. If 36% are female, 91% can't be. Right, that doesn't make any sense. Right, that makes no sense. Right, okay, right. Forget Raven maths. I'll do. Forget AI. Let's forget AI enhanced Raven maths. Let's just do Raven maths. Right. Let's say 50% of the police force are women, and they're not. It's going to be less than that, so the odds are going to be worse. Let's say 50% of the police force are women. Let's say of those women, let's say most of them are less strong than men. Does anybody want to argue with that? Does anybody want to argue that in general, women are less less strong than men. I'm not saying weaker because women are not weaker. They're just less strong than men. All comes down to mass, ladies and gentlemen. A 60-kilo woman is not going to be as strong as a 120-kilo man. That is a fact. That is a cold, hard fact. Doesn't matter how many Hollywood films you've watched where, you know, these little skinny girls knock out fully grown men. Don't work like that in real life, ladies and gentlemen. So let's say, okay, so 50% women. Of those, how many are going to actually, I'm going to say, right, and this is my estimate, if the shit hits the fan in the United Kingdom, I'm going to say 20% of police officers are not going to turn up to work. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying 20%. It may be more than that. I'm saying 20% of UK police officers will not turn up for work, you know, if the actual shizzle goes down. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are joining for the first time, we are talking about the knife attack in Edinburgh. What we know so far, what we know, what we think is going on. I've got another article to share with you guys now. This is from, let me refresh this because it's the pictures that I want to share with you guys. So let me share this again. So yeah, attack. I just want the pictures. There we are. Look. Right, so if you guys were on the live stream earlier, I shared this. I verified it myself. I fact-checked myself. So this is the gentleman here. That's him in the window. He looks quite happy, doesn't he? Can you see on his right hand? Does it look like he's been maybe painting something with red paint with his right hand? Can you see that? Look at that grin. He seems happy enough, right? Hang on, what else have we got? I don't know why they've pixelated his face out and then shown it in the other one. Look at them, literally, like that guy there on the left with the balaclava on. Honestly, I'd love to get these guys on the range. Honestly, has he got magazine pouches on his back? Has that police officer got magazine pouches? Jesus. They must have done their training in Baghdad somewhere. Right, so all I'm going to do is, you know, these are the images that are being released of the knife attacker. He's, like I said, you know, he seems happy enough. He seems happy enough. Now, allegedly, you guys got the ads. Allegedly, right? Allegedly, this guy tried to get into there's a school in that local area, allegedly, and I don't know if this is the case. This is certainly not being reported on any mainstream media channels, but there is a school very close to that location, and he tried to get in there. So this is where we are in the United Kingdom, guys, right now. We are literally living in fear because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen when you step out the door. You don't know who's going to, you know, where there's going to be an attack, why there's going to be an attack. You know, with these global events that are happening right now, and I want to keep this relatively short, guys, and just focus on this event. The likelihood of sleeper cells being activated in the United Kingdom goes up massively. Now, the police are saying that this is not terror related. The police are saying that this is, excuse me. I think the police are saying this is mental health or something. Now, regardless, if this is mental health, then do you think people with mental health problems are easier to be groomed into these, you know, these sort of criminal gangs that are willing to go and do these things? I would say that is a strong possibility. Oh, hang on, there's just been an update. Give me a second. Yeah. So 4 minutes ago, guys, 4 minutes ago. Right. Okay. So it's out on mainstream media. Let me share. What? Literally, what's just happened? Give me a second. Right. Right, yeah, the mainstream media are now claiming that he tried to get into a nursery. Where have I just seen that? Right, let me try and get this article up. So I've literally just read there on there was an update. I clicked on it and it just vanished. So yeah. Right, so let me share this. In fact, hang on. Right, yeah. Let me. I'm literally gonna share this with you guys for 2 seconds. I'm gonna share the headline with you, and then I'm gonna turn it off before the ads come. So the Sun, and again, you can take it where you want. Terrifying incident: Edinburgh knife man tried to get into nursery before stabbing 2 people. So why do they do this? Like, what do you think he was trying to do when he was trying to get in that nursery? Any questions? Again, this is, it's going to be really interesting here because, I mean, I guess he has stabbed people, but like, can you imagine how bad this could have gone if this man is trying to get into a nursery with a knife in each hand? Now, I was, and there's a lot of chatter on the media at the moment saying that this guy's a migrant. I don't know, right? I don't know if he's a migrant. I've no idea. The mainstream media are not telling me. I don't know, right? I've no idea. What I just want to bring to the forefront, though, for everyone, is when we talk about the migrant crisis in the United Kingdom. Now, this is totally unrelated. Okay, so I don't want people to put these two things together. When we talk about these, the migrant crisis. You've got all these people protesting, wanting to close these hotels down. When you close these hotels down, where are those people going to go? Yay, we've closed the hotel down. Yay, we've done it. Where do those people go? It's ridiculous. Like, if we can't stop the boats, like, no more, there should be no protests around any hotels, any HMOs, any barracks. All those protests are pointless. Because if we can't stop the boats from coming into the United Kingdom, you're just wasting your time. And we're not going to be able to stop the goats. Stop the goats. Maybe we could stop the goats. Maybe if we stop the goats, then maybe that'd be a good thing. If we can't stop the boats, how can we secure our country? Everything comes from stopping the boats, guys. Nothing else. Oh, we're going to pass this piece of legislation and I'm going to Denmark to look how the Danes are doing it. Oh, and we live on an island, right? We literally live on an island. I can guarantee everybody we can close our borders. I promise you, I promise each and every one of you, I can close our borders and 0 people will get in. So if these people are then moved from, okay, so let's just say right now, okay, if you guys watch the last people come, so they don't bring the migrants anymore. The boat migrants, they don't bring them into they don't bring them into Dover anymore. They take them to Ramsgate, which is like just to the east. Now, I was watching a video and I think it was on, do you know what? I actually think this was GB News. But they were saying that the migrants took 20 minutes to get processed. 20 minutes. So they brought these migrants in. They've no idea who they are. They bring them in, 20 minutes and they're processed. Right, you're good. Who are they? And are they going straight to a taxpayer-funded house or an apartment or a flat? Like, where are they going? Are they going to hotels? Because we know we want to close the hotels down. We're in an absolute, honestly, it's so crazy. KK is saying, this is near me, Sean. I'm Edinburgh. KK, do you have any information on the ground? Is there any, oh, Oh, right. Oh, right. Okay. So listen, KK, I do it right. I'm going to keep this vague because obviously this is not confirmed. This is just from one of you guys' comments, but KK is commenting that he sent, well, you guys can read the comment there, in a shop. And he has taken hostages in the flat? No way. Right, well, that's not being reported on mainstream media. Hang on. Right, okay, I'm not getting anything on the mainstream media about him having hostages. I'm not saying it's not true. Hang on, let me just run down. Yeah, I'm not getting anything on the mainstream media saying that he's got hostages. I know that doesn't mean it's not true. It just means it's not being reported. And if you are in that area, you'll have a better understanding than I do. And as well, when the mainstream media report on something, that has to be from an official police source, and that has to be approved by the government. So I would say at this point, the police will not want anyone know. I will say the police at this point do not want anyone to know if, and I'm going to say if there has been a hostage taken. It's all gone wrong. He's saying it's live, Sean. Right, where is it live? Right, let me try and find this. Right, I'm going to try and find this on X. Give me a second. It just makes me sick. It makes me absolutely sick. I'm looking at this guy smiling. And it looks to me, anyway, that he's got, it looks to me he's got blood on his right hand. That's what it looks like to me. It looks to me like he's got blood on his right hand. Now, mainstream media are reporting that he tried to get into a nursery. What do you think he was trying to do in that nursery, guys? Like, honestly, what do you think he was trying to do in that? I don't know. I don't know what he was trying to do in that nursery. I can guess he was wanting to go full-scale Southport. Simon Pitts is saying it's on TikTok. Right, I can't get TikTok on my computer. Right, I've got another video to share. This is about an hour old, so I'll share this video. This is from Sky News.
Just taking you to some live pictures of Edinburgh now. We're hearing from the Press Association and the police. They've warned the public to avoid parts of Edinburgh. This is following reports of a man with a bladed weapon. Locals are saying that a number of people have been stabbed, with an emergency response that's been there since 9 o'clock this morning. So police are saying that armed police are at an incident.
Sorry, that's why I want to share the video. Right, let's just look at the amount of police cars there. 1, 2 fire engines, a scene. I think that's one of those scenes of crime buses. I don't know what this is. So you've got 1, 2. You've got another. I think you've got 3 fire engines actually. So you've got 1, 2, 3 fire engines. You've got a police van. You've got what? So I'm just going to count the emergency vehicles, right? Or I won't be able to do it. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Locals are saying that a number of people have been stabbed with an emergency response that's been there since 9 o'clock this morning. So police are saying that armed police are at...
You've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in the background.
An incident.
14.
In Calder, in the west of the city. Let me read you a police statement now.
So 14 police vehicles that we can see here for one man. Can you imagine how the police are going to react if there are multiple attacks in multiple cities all at the same time in the United Kingdom? And look, don't think that that's not coming, because it is.
Now, this is from Police Scotland. This is what they say. The public is being advised to avoid Calder area of Edinburgh. This is following reports of a man with a bladed weapon. Police, including firearms officers, are on the scene. One local resident has said he believes the man had weapons and had entered the stairwell of a building. We don't know if it's that particular building there. And also, Press Association are saying that the man with this bladed weapon smashed local shop windows, possibly stabbing 2 people. That's unconfirmed at the moment, but we're hearing that from the Press Association. We're hearing from the police, in addition, that they are there, they're on the scene.
So this was a little bit old now. What we're getting now and what we're working out is that from that report, what you guys are telling me is that this is now, and listen, guys, this is just from your comments. I don't know if this is real. I've got no reason to doubt it. Normally, this information comes out before on the mainstream media. It comes out on social media before the mainstream media. But what you guys are saying is that this is now a hostage situation. So let's put those reports together and try and, piece together what may or may not have happened. So if this guy's decided to go on a rampage, he's gone into the flats and he could have stormed. Listen, this is wild speculation, right? This is wild speculation. He's gone into the flats and he may have just kicked his way into somebody's door. That's what may have happened. I don't know. I don't know.
Fucking rat. Jump, you fucking beast. Fucking hell. Fucking jump. How's he at the window? Beastie bastards. These are fucking cowards or not? Get something done with us. You can't have shite bag bastards, man.
And it has been confirmed in the last couple of minutes from mainstream media that this guy did try and enter a nursery in that region. So the situation's ongoing. I don't know, I don't know what's oh, hang on. One TikTok streamer was messaging someone inside the building and overheard police saying he tried door handles until he got, oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're not safe. We're absolutely not safe, guys. So, look, and let me be quite clear. There's a lot of hearsay, so I need to be quite clear. I don't know what the situation on the ground is. Official reports are not saying anything like this. Official reports are being very silent. However, I've no reason to doubt this. This guy was walking around in the early hours of not the early hours of the morning at all. This guy was walking around at, what was it? I think the initial call went in at 8:25 this morning. He tried to get into a nursery. I don't know. Maybe. Look, I think we all know why he was trying to get into the nursery, right? I think we all know why he was trying to get into the nursery. So he was trying to get into the nursery. Let's just put this together logically in our heads then, okay? So he tried to get into the nursery. For whatever reason, he couldn't get in. He then went into a shop, allegedly, ransacked the shop. Apparently, there's been, he's attacked someone with a knife in that shop. KK, who, who's saying they live in Edinburgh. KK, who lives in Edinburgh, saying that KK, you seem to be a woman. Are you a woman? I don't know if you're a woman or not. I feel you're a woman, KK. I don't know. But KK is saying that he went into a shop, ransacked the shop, attacked someone with a knife. One of those people was 80 years old and they've been rushed to hospital now and they ain't coming back. And now KK on the chat there is saying one TikTok streamer was messaging someone inside the building and heard that they heard the police saying he was trying door handles until he got into a flat that was open. But that is just hearsay, so we don't know how credible that is, guys. Okay, we don't know how credible that is. I think the story adds up. It makes logical sense, right? That would happen. Dan Doberman Company is saying helicopters flying over my house on their way to Calders. That may be the military. The police don't have the ability to do, the police don't have, I don't think the police would be equipped to do this. And why would you if you could call a military team? Right, it's on. Right, Carl. Hang on. Right, Carl. Is it on? What is it? What's on the Scottish Sun News? Hang on. Sun Scotland. Right, I'm just scrolling down now. Oh, hang on. Right, Cobinshaw. Right, okay, hang on, Cobinshaw. Give me a second. Right, so, Jesus, that is so close. Jesus. Right, okay, let me share this with you. Right, so he is, sorry about the ads, guys. I do apologize for the ads. So, if you guys look at this if you guys look at that infographic there, he's hiding in that Cobinshaw house to the north, to the top left of that infographic. And then if you look just like in the top center of that infographic, that's where the primary school is that he allegedly tried to get into. So Sight Hill Primary School, that's where he tried to get in, the Sight Hill Primary School. And that is where I believe he's holed up, in Cobinshaw House. Things never used to be like this, did they? Things never used to be like this. KK is saying there's a large angry mob. Yes, they aren't allowed in or out of their homes. Rough area of Edinburgh, but still a lot of decent people live there. Yeah, guys, listen, I have to, I can't go with, like, if I'm sharing things, I will get the video flagged. If I start sharing things that have not been, that have not come out on mainstream media, I'll just get them flagged. I can say my opinion, my analysis, my speculation, but I can't report on something that's not like on a mainstream without getting the live stream done. So, for example, where KK here, where KK is talking about things. KK is from Edinburgh. I can't verify anything that she's saying, but she's putting that in the chat, so I can repeat what she's saying in the chat. Yeah, no worries, it's all gone wrong. Donna is saying, I've watched the videos. People are fighting back. People are furious. Right, is anybody under any illusion right now that the government are going to stop the migrant crisis? Honestly, does anyone think that there's going to be a magic document signed and that's it? It's going to stop. Does anybody think that? No, of course not. Of course that's not going to happen. Okay, so what's coming then? What's coming? More of this, I would speculate. Raven admits he shills the mainstream media. Yeah, I'm admitting I'm a mainstream media shill. Right, listen, guys, I am going to close this down. Why? Well, I've got stuff to do. I've got the washing to put on. I've got I've got housework to do and menial tasks. No, I've got some paid work to do, guys. So I am going to close this down now. This is absolutely, yeah. Do you know what? He's just a goofy wee guy with some blades. Drag him out. I agree, but the problem is we have been absolutely emasculated. And can you imagine? Can you imagine if somebody did drag that person out and hurt that person? Then they would be liable, and they would probably get more jail time than the criminal themselves. Anyway, right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, the crux of this live stream has been the knife attack in Edinburgh. I think everybody needs to brace themselves for the storm, because what's coming, I believe, is going to get worse, and it will be a lot worse. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back on later on at 8. Stay safe, stay vigilant, like really, stay vigilant, because things are going to get a lot worse. I'll catch you guys later at 8.